Good morning and welcome to the Pennsylvania Trolley Museum. Okay, we're going to stop here for a few minutes just to give you a little background. As I said, this car is from New Orleans. It is a double-ended car, which means we can operate it from either end. The car that you see over there, the yellow and green one, is a more recent car than this one, and it's a single-ended car, and that's why we have these turnaround loops. This car, we could run it out to the end. We put up the pole at the opposite end, take it down where we were dragging the pole, move the handles up to that end, switch the headlight, off we go. That one, if you ran it out to the end, the only way you could get it back is to back it up all the way, which is not good either for the pole, for the wire, or any of the connectors up above. So that's why we have to have these turnarounds. This is a manually operated car. In other words, everything that what George is doing up here, he's doing with his two hands. He has a lever in his left hand called the controller, which he moves through various notches, which causes the car to go faster and faster. In his right hand, he has the brake. And by moving that, he takes the brake off when we want to go, and when we want to stop, he manipulates it so that hopefully we come to a nice smooth stop. Now occasionally we have to come to a little bit of an abrupt halt. With the other car, when you go out on that, you're going to cross the main road. Well, we always blow the horn to make sure that people know, yeah, we're seriously coming, and those flashing lights mean that you're supposed to stop. Well, there's a fair number of people who don't stop. They think they can run the light. So occasionally we have to put on the brake and come to a little bit of a sudden stop. And that's part of the reason why we want you to always remain seated. While you're here, take advantage of everything that you can see at the museum. There are things in the visitor center, the Trolley display building, 25 cars in there. There is a push-on car, there is a subway car from Philadelphia. Most of them are trolley cars. Some are in good condition, some are unusually are not so good condition. And we do a lot of restoration work here. And that leads me to sort of the commercial I want to do. If any of you are interested, we love to have volunteers. This museum runs on volunteers. Yes, we have some paid staff here. You have to have that. But the people that you see who operate the trolleys, like myself and George, people who lay the tracks, do the overhead wiring, do the restorations, do the maintenance on the cars. These are mow the lawn. These are all volunteers. And sometimes I have people who say, well, gee, I live an hour away, it's kind of inconvenient. Well, I live in Richmond, Virginia. And yesterday I was working, the gentleman who's in the trolley display building, he lives in Brooklyn Heights, New York City. So there are a lot of dedicated volunteers who work here. And we want you to come, and we want you to enjoy it here. But if you want to volunteer, we'd love to have you. Okay, end of commercial. Any questions?
Just, if I may, Stan, put things in historical context,
Okay.
just so you know what you know. We said these cars are from New Orleans, 1922. This is the typical car you would be riding in the 1915 to about 1950 period. So to put that in context, the newer ones, that green one that maybe some of you saw, they were starting to show up in the mid-1930s. And how many are from Pittsburgh? How many here are from Pittsburgh? Ah, a few. Okay, good. Where do you think the very first streamlined streetcar ran? Give me a guess.
Pittsburgh?
Nobody wants to guess? Pittsburgh. We had the very first one. We had ours in July. In August of 1936, the first fleet of cars goes into Brooklyn, New York. How many wants to see them? I would say watch the movie Tarzan Goes to New York. It's a fun movie. I grew up on those things. And Tarzan, in those movies, Johnny Weissmuller, was from Western Pennsylvania. And he belonged to a club, and they competed against each other for the yelp. So the Tarzan yelp that you still hear on movies today was done by a Western Pennsylvania. An Olympic swimmer. My mother saw Johnny Weissmuller swim. But these were the typical cars. If you're on that movie and you see Tarzan get ready to jump off the Brooklyn Bridge, forget all that. Look down on the bridge, you'll see a brand new PCC car, a brand new Streetliner. That's what I looked at. My wife thinks I'm crazy to this day. But this is what you'd be riding in the 20s. Ad cars. These were all New Orleans ad cars. But this was a great place to do your advertising. So look at all the cars and look at the ads on the cars. And gentlemen, there's one in one of the other cars. I think that one. It says, buy an electric mixer. She'll let you use it. How brave are you guys to buy your wife for gift an electric mixer? I see she's laughing. But ma'am, in the mid-20s, when those things were coming out, boy, did that save you a lot of time in your traditional role at home. You guys all ready to go back?
Yes.
Okay.
Go back.
all seen it, right?